Yo, so what's up, people? It's your boy DILE bringing you another episode of Talking Positivity and we're changing perspective. In this episode, I'm talking about how to cut off toxic people from your life. Maybe you've been hustling your way through this year, wondering how to cut off that one parasite from your life. How do I do that? Why do I need to do that? Let's get into today's episode.
Change your perspective, change your life. Listen, the only way to win is through positivity.
Let's get into days of how to cut off those toxic people, those parasites, those people who don't even know why they're in your life, right? The first one is you need to establish some boundaries. You need to establish boundaries with those people, like hard boundaries. You need to tell them that if this is what you want from me, if you want my time, if you want to be with me, if you want to see me and our friendship continue, relative relationship, whatever, if you want it to continue, I want you to know that I have boundaries. I want you to know that I will not tolerate you telling me I'm a worthless person. I will not tolerate you taking me to places that end with me getting myself hurt. I will not tolerate this and that and this and that. I want you to have that mentality of establishing boundaries with people. Find yourself with someone who's toxic. Most of the time, it's that they don't respect you. And to establish respect in people, you need to establish boundaries. They need to know that they cannot walk over this line. And I think people have made it into a bad thing that you have boundaries. It is not a bad thing to have boundaries. It is a good thing. You should have boundaries for you to move forward and go to where you want to be. One is really toxic and they're trying to step over those boundaries. We're going to step number 2. We're playing out just cut them off. We plain out just never talk to them again. Never delete, block everything. Delete. I want you to delete that number right now. You know that toxic person? Do you know that toxic person? That person who's draining you right now? That person who made your 2021 a horrible year. I want you to go to your contact list, right? And click on that delete button. You're gonna feel bad about it for a week or two, maybe, that you sort of just plain out cut someone off like that, but it's for the best. And if that one isn't for you, maybe that person you don't want to sort of just plain out do that. We're going to number 3. Sometimes it's better not to sort of just separate. It's better to put some distance. It's better to put some distance. Maybe it's that person you always used to meet up with every day, every week. You're out there, you're doing some funny stuff or whatever. Every week you're talking, every month or whatever. I think it's time to put some distance into it. Miss some of those meetings. Miss those days they wanna call you. Miss those everyday texts. Miss this, miss that. It's better to create some distance. If you're not that person who's like me sometimes, who can actually sort of snip away something, just sort of create distance between the 2-3 of you. Just create distance. It's better to create distance and find peace within yourself. Once you commit to a decision, don't look back. Once you commit, don't look back. Whatever it is, don't look back. They'll get it that this person is now avoiding me, and then they'll try to come back into your life. That is when you apply number 2. I am so desperate for you to try number 2. I am so desperate for that. But anyway, let's go on to number 4, which is if it is a family member. someone who's near to you, someone you live with every day. If it is a family member, maybe they are really toxic. There are people who are toxic, maybe level 10 toxic, abusive, and a piece of shit, right? Those people, I need you to just move out of that place. Just move out. Just move out of that place. I don't care whatever's happening. You need the place, whatever, move out. If that person is a level 10 toxic person, abusive, they do this, they tell you you're a worthless piece of rubbish, whatever, move out. Find yourself a piece of crap job that can afford you the basic necessities. That is the best thing you will ever do to yourself. A lot of people I've heard are not pursuing their dreams because of the toxic environments they are living in. The parents, the sisters, the relatives they live with are the ones who are telling them that they cannot do it. And I think that is the worst thing you can ever be out to come across, that the person who are closest to you are the worst enemies of your life. And that is usually the case. 100% of the time that is the case. The person closest to you, those closest people are your worst enemies. And I don't know why it happens like that, and I hate that it happens like that. I would wish that those people would become the greatest supporters in your corner, your greatest cheerleaders, but most of the time, 95% of the time, those people closest to you are your worst enemies, and they're the people who want your downfall more than the strangers we meet and say are our haters. Your haters are your mom and dad. Most of the time, those are your haters. And it sucks sometimes having to come across that. And for you have to move out of that environment if it is so toxic for you. And maybe they're not toxic, maybe you love your mom so much and you're saying to me, and you're saying, this guy's fucking crazy, how can you cut off your mom? You have to. You don't want to be 50 years old, and when your mom leaves, and when your mom or dad die, then you start breathing, you start moving forward at 50 years old. Better take the chance now. You tell them the truth. And that moves me to actually the fifth one. The fifth one is just let them know how you feel. Just let them know how you feel about the situation. Let them know that you do not like being treated like this, that. Sort of comes into establishing boundaries. Tell them the truth. Tell them this. Let them know that they are such a toxic person. Let them know. And if they walk over those boundaries, it's time for number 2, which is block them. So, those were the 5 methods I would use to cut someone off of my life this 2021 and start off 2022 in a fresh, clean slate. This was DILEWMA, bringing you positivity and changing perspective. I hope to see you on the next one, and I hope you have a great Christmas, and do leave some comments below of actually cut someone who's toxic off. I hope you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hope to see you in the next one. This is DILEWMA signing out. See you in the next one.